This is Neeraj here once again from Moscow, welcoming all to my channel. Today is my special day and I am going to discuss about Reliance Jio's recent deals with Silver Lake Technologies and Vista Equity Partners. I am going to explain this by telling you about such other investment deals made in the past in some other companies for enlightenment of the general investors as to what all the hanky-panky goes on behind the doors in such deals. I am going to reveal some of the inside stories and masalas as I being directly or indirectly involved in some such deals in my capacity as analyst and investment banker. To put it in simple words, this deal is also not what it seems. Before starting this video, I would like to give a disclaimer that I am not an investor in any of the stocks I would be discussing here, including Reliance Industries. Neither did I hold any of the stocks, and I am discussing only the merits and demerits of such deals. Rest is up to the investors to decide for themselves whether to take it as a genuine face value or whichever way. Okay, just to give you background regarding Reliance Jio. Reliance Jio is 100% subsidiary of Reliance Industries, which is the listed company and the biggest Indian company by market capitalization, approximately $132 billion in Indian stock exchanges. As most of the viewers must be knowing that 2 weeks before, Facebook had made an investment of $5.8 billion for approximately 10% stake in Reliance Jio. Just 1 week after, means last week, Vista Equity Partners and Silver Lake Technologies also announced investment of about $750 million and $1.6 billion approximately in Reliance Jio at 12.5% premium over and above value given by Facebook for Reliance Jio. This means that Silver Technologies and they paid 12.5% more price for the stake of Reliance Jio than paid by the. So here is the question: what changed in 1 week that somebody is paying so much higher price when the whole world is sitting at home in the lockdown and economic activity has stopped since 2 months? So how things have changed just in 1 week? Does not this sound odd? Another oddity is that, as we all know, Reliance Industries' core business is oil, gas and petrochemicals, and this business is under severe stress and erosion because of the collapse in oil prices and the petroleum prices. So Reliance Industries, with its huge net debt of $23 billion, is in desperate position to raise money by all means for reducing debt as well as fund its ongoing expansion projects. And in this respect, it has also announced rights issue. So the question is, why would anybody, and that too seasoned institutional investors, would like to pay higher price for the same stock as nothing changed in 1 week's time? That too when economy and market and in real life also bargaining chips lie with investors who has money. An investing company or person in need of money, knowing fully well that he or the business is under severe stress, would be at the mercy of investor, or in cases like big corporates, won't be in position to bargain much as he or it is in the desperate need of money. So investors in such cases will always squeeze maximum bargain and get price discount, not the other way around, if you understand what I mean to say. So let me explain by my experience being involved directly or indirectly as analyst and investment banker in few such deals. I will give you here 2 examples of private equity investments made in the listed companies out of many, just to make viewers understand how this deal making works and the valuations and the business fundamentals are thrown out of windows, junking investors' money for the enrichment and benefit of these fund managers. Also, please note that I am not saying that all the investment deals are doubtful or fraudulent, but just trying to make viewers understand so that they can make their own judgment by studying details and use rationale for making any investment decision. There is a listed steel company in India and the name is Jai Balaji Industries. This company wanted to raise funds of about $30 million by private equity placements. It used to be called qualified institutional placement at that time. So they were able to raise money in December 2009 at the stock price of rupees 239 per share. If you can search the details in Google or BSO, any other such sites, and you will get the details of investment bankers which peddled this deal and the private equity and hedge fund managers which invested money in this company despite unsustainable high valuation, doubtful business and management fundamentals. Even at that point of time, stock price of this company right now is at 21 rupees per share. So the complete erosion of investors' money, and the ultimate loser is the real investors which invested money in this private equity and hedge funds, as fund managers can get away with simple explanation as business gone wrong. Another deal is of more recent times. The name of the company is JBF Industries. It is one of the biggest manufacturers of polyester and man-made synthetic fiber yarns in India. They were able to raise 150 million US dollar in August 2015 for expansion as well as debt reduction. Again, viewers can check the details of private equity investor which invested money despite unsustainable high debt and valuation and doubtful business fundamentals. Investment was done at approximate stock price of rupees 300 per share at that point of time, and the current market price is only rupees 7 per share. You understand? So who lost all the money? The real investors who invested in this private equity and hedge funds. I am not saying that business decisions can't go wrong or fundamentals can't change because of changes in geopolitics, regulatory policy, tax or fundamentals of the business. But what I have discussed here are the cases where the fundamentals and valuations were unjustifiable even at the time of making investment. But still those fund managers went ahead with the investment and justified high valuations and doubtful business fundamentals. Because of what compulsions? Nobody knows. Ultimately, funds lost money, as can be seen from the current situation of these companies. It's the ultimate investors who put money into this private equity and hedge fund venture capital funds. So it's up to investors of these funds who are in position to question the investment rationale made by these fund managers. I leave it to viewers' discretion and thinking. So I am not saying here that there is any similarity between Reliance Jio deals and other deals which we discussed. Or is there a similarity? Only future will tell. By the way, even during the two deals which we discussed, as my professional advice to these fund managers at that point of time was against making investment in those two stocks. So, you know what I'm trying to say. So thanks for watching my video, and it takes a lot of time and efforts and emotions to do research and convey to viewers. So request you to contribute to sustain my channel, to keep getting independent views and deals, and details regarding bank accounts for contribution is given below in the description box. Also request you to please subscribe it, like it and share it with your friends if you really think this is worth my video. Thank you very much. Again, this is once again Neeraj here. Ciao from Moscow. See you again next time with some new interesting ideas.